Legendary Birds by Stephanie. In Pokémon the movie 2000, The Power of One, the three legendary birds live on three separate mountain islands. In Red, Blue, and Yellow, you find Zapdos in the power plant, Articuno in a cave at the Seafoam Islands, and Moltres on Mount Ember. Due to natural phenomena on the Pokémon moves, the water around Articuno and Moltres' islands rose, causing the water around Zapdos' island to go down. To avoid humans seeing them, Articuno went into its cave, Zapdos moved into a power plant, and Moltres moved to the top of his mountain. Before you go into battle with any of the birds, they screech in outrage. They are furious because of how they are forced to live now. Articuno is stuck in a small cave with no freedom to fly and no way out. Zapdos is trapped in the power plant, stuck in a small room with no space to fly or walk. Moltres is the only one out in the open, but people are all around his spot, so he can't go anywhere. Articuno saw Pokémon drown, and saw Pokémon try to flee. Articuno couldn't do anything about it. Only he and some others survived. Articuno, one of the strongest Pokémon, couldn't do a thing to help the Pokémon who called his island home. Zapdos saw Pokémon after Pokémon injured by trainers. He saw Pokémon who had never seen a human before getting hurt because they didn't know what was going on. Moltres saw Pokémon drown, Pokémon fleeing for their lives, and Pokémon injured by humans because they never had human contact before. All three of them were helpless against what happened. All three of them screamed out in outrage at everything that has happened. Articuno's cries echoed through the caves, scaring many Pokémon. Zapdos' cry can be heard by all through the power plant, causing Voltorb to explode just to avoid hearing it. Moltres' cry can be heard everywhere on the mountain. Many Pokémon won't go anywhere near him because of it. Every Pokémon near them hates hearing their pain, yet can't do a thing about it. When you try to capture them, it's extremely hard because their capture rate is very low. Yet when you have them, you notice how weak they seem to be. They feel guilty about what happened, but they want to stay in their self-made prison so that one day they may save their friends. Unless you're careful, they will faint in battle because they don't have the will to fight anymore. That was Legendary Birds. Final thoughts? A very good theory. Once again, this is something I really look for in a creepypasta. A theory made by reading deeply into the game and what actually happens in it. I think this one was very basic but effective and I enjoyed reading it. I do see one little plot hole though. Although I don't remember the cartoon that well and Moltres may have been in Mount Ember in it, the author said that in Red, Blue, and Yellow he was in Mount Ember when in reality he was in Victory Road in the games. Also from a writing standpoint, this could have been a lot shorter. There was a lot of filler where the author just said the same thing over and over. It could use some more editing. Other than that, great story. That's it for this week's Creepypasta. Tune in again next week when we tackle yet another story made and sent in by the fans with clocks. If you want to write your own story, help peer edit a story, or even read them early, check out the description where you'll find a link to the Creepypasta section of my forum. You'll also find a link to the playlist of every Creepypasta reading I've done. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, sweet dreams.